We've just completed our second year of traveling full-time as nomads. Our goal for the year was intention. So come along as we share our year of intention. Hi there, we're Chris and Steve from Eat, Walk, Learn. We're an early retired couple who left our corporate America jobs in May of 2021. We sold everything, including our home in Denver, Colorado, and all the things in it, plus our cars, just so that we could travel the world full-time. Everything that was left we put into our 2 carry-on suitcases so we can travel lightly around the world. Would you please take a moment to subscribe and like? We share our tips from our nomad life, take repositioning cruises to get from continent to continent, and we enjoy gorgeous hikes in beautiful places around the world. We also try to eat vegan as often as we can. We hope you'll enjoy reading one of our latest books, including 50 Hikes in 50 States, or our bestseller, 2 Carry-Ons and a Plan. You can pick them up on Amazon next time you're there. Please follow us on social so you can join us every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much for sharing our adventure with us. Where are we?
We are just north of San Diego, near Del Mar, in one of the most beautiful places in the United States. I just love this area. Happens to be the area where Chris grew up, and it's kind of coming home for Chris. And we're just excited to talk to you about our intentions for this year. It's been a packed year for us, and we talk about intentions a lot. We talk about where we could travel. We could travel anywhere in the world, and if we can go anywhere, we kind of want to say, well, why are we going there?
And how do you decide?
How do you
go
decide?
Anywhere, how do you decide where to go? So we really just took a look at what was important to us as we planned our travel last year. We mostly stuck to it. Sometimes we ended up going places where we kind of had to go because we had no place else to go or whatever. But we really focused on our intentions. So what were some of your intentions for travel last year?
You know, I really enjoy natural beauty, so things like mountains and oceans and waterfalls, but also I like architecture. So we went to a lot of historic places and a lot of UNESCO World Heritage sites, and saw some amazing, beautiful temples and shrines and beautiful buildings. But there's also an adventure element, and this has been a very adventurous year for both of us. And I think that's one of my goals as well as we travel, is to get out of our comfort zone.
Yeah, so some of my intentions were, I had some intentions of trying to see our youngest daughter a little bit more. You know, we're all the way around the world. How do you manage to squeeze in a trip or two with your kids? I also wanted to get my knee taken care of. I've had 2 years of knee pain, made that part of my goal. And then also I wanted to see some wild animals. Get out and see the wild animals and volunteer.
Wild, I'm not wild.
Wild! And volunteer some. So those were our intentions for the year. So our fiscal year goes from May 31st to May 31st, or June 1st to June 1st. And so our video next week, we'll get into all the data and how much this year that we're going to summarize today, how much it cost and how our budget laid out for the year and whether or not we stayed on budget. So we'll tell you that next week. But this week, we're going to tell you all the things we did. So starting off in June last year, right, June 1st, one of our intentions of getting out, being with friends, being outdoors, was to walk the Camino. How'd that go?
Yeah, the Portuguese coastal Camino. Many of our viewers have walked the Camino, and there's many different routes. One of the most beautiful places I have ever been, and walking from Porto to Santiago over a 14-day period was just an incredible adventure, natural beauty, and meeting people, and just having a ball. It was a great time.
Yeah. And went with some friends as well. So really super time. Really was a test of my knee to confirm that I did need to get knee surgery. But a beautiful time speaking Spanish as well. Some of our intention was to speak our second language, and really had a wonderful time. And then from there, we got to hit the second intention. One of my intentions was to spend more time with our daughter, our youngest daughter. So we went to Dublin for the summer, Ireland for the summer. We didn't do well on seeing her because she ended up getting an internship somewhere else for the summer, but we hung out in Dublin and did a lot of things that were on Steve's list for intentions.
Yes, so I mean, Ireland is a beautiful country, and the summer is the time to go to Ireland. We had some amazing hikes. I did some amazing things around Ireland, near Dublin, near Sligo, which is on the northwest coast of Ireland. And we'll show you some pictures there of just some of the most breathtaking hikes and views. And, we did a lot of these things by connecting with other people
Right.
and having other people do these hikes with us. So that we reached out to hiking clubs in a number of places, and it did just some amazing traveling and amazing exploring in
And they took us out. Yeah, they took us out on their local hikes and places that we wouldn't have gone or uncovered. So that was really cool.
Great way to make friends and see the countryside and just see some beautiful natural wonders.
And then we did the Bray Camino, which is part of the Camino de Santiago. You can actually hike about 25 kilometers in Ireland as part of your total mileage for the Camino. So we did some of that, which was kind of cool.
Right.
And just really enjoyed a summer in Dublin. So then from there, before we had a little short time in England. While we were there, one of my intentions was to do some fun times with my daughter. We got to go to the ABBA experience in London. Wow, what a trip. So if you're an ABBA fan, go get your ABBA tickets and go to the ABBA experience. It's this hologram show in Dublin or in London that's all about ABBA. We dressed up in 1970s gear and just had a blast. It was just a really nice bonding time with my kids. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
So from there we went off to Split, Croatia. Holy cow, is Croatia a beautiful country?
But wait. You're missing a little bit of the Middle East. So
we didn't do the Middle East until after that. Oh yeah, we took a cruise, remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so back to Split. Anyway, Split, Croatia, we got to experience a lot of Croatia, including Split and Zadar and Plevitski National Park, which was a waterfall park. Got to go up to the biosphere. What was it called?
That's not at all what it's called.
It's called
the Skywalk.
The Biokovo.
Biokovo Skywalk.
And also made lots of friends there, made some expat friends and some local friends. Also did some dancing, got to learn how to salsa in Split, and just had an incredible 6 weeks, really just living our life.
One of my favorite parts was our truffle hunting experience, going out with a family who has a great experience in hunting for truffles with dogs and having a fabulous truffle-inspired meal out in the forest. So that was.
Here's a video of our truffle hunting. We'll make sure we put it up there so in case you want to do that, there's all the details.
Yeah.
Also from Split, we went to Bosnia Herzegovina to Mostar. Really found that a super interesting. I don't know anything about that area. Got to learn a lot of history about the war, how Yugoslavia broke up, and got to visit a town, Mostar, that's half Muslim, half Christian, and the two don't mix. It was really an interesting. Go Mountaineers. You can tell I'm at my dad's house. Anyway, just a really beautiful time and a chance to hit another country too.
Yeah, and before we go on, if you wouldn't mind, please subscribing. We love to have you with us and sharing our adventures with you. And we want to make sure that we notify you when new videos come out.
Yeah. And if you hear my dog Zeus the giant schnauzer is barking in the background, my stepmom actually took him so we could go on our travels. So it's nice that we could get to come back and visit him. Also, one of my favorite things that we did when we were in Croatia is we went to the island of Vis. We took a little vacation and took a ferry ride over to Vis and got e-bikes and recreated some of the scenes from Mamma Mia 2, another ABBA reference, and rode around this beautiful island, had just a fabulous time finding all of these sets and scenes where Mamma Mia 2 was filmed, and that was just a lot of fun. So really good memories of doing that.
Yeah, Split is just a fantastic city for exploring, going out on the ferries to the different islands like Var and Vis.
Yeah.
And
and meeting up with our friends, Whitney and
Howard,
thank you, as we drove around Var. So it was just a really fun time. Croatia's high on our list of a place to return to.
Yeah.
From there.
Can we talk about the Middle East?
Yeah, we went to Hania, Greece.
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk about Crete first.
One of the favorite things I liked, I know what you're going to say, it was not my favorite. What my favorite was in Hania was meeting some locals and having a Mexican party. We invited all our friends. We had no friends when we got there. We invited all of our friends over for a great big Mexican party, and they were from England and Sweden and U.S.
States, yeah.
and Canada. So it was just this UN experience of having all of our friends over and really getting to experience the beauty of friends. Also, we went to the Botanic Gardens in Hanya. I can't remember what they're called. And Lisa and Sam, new friends there, also had a great time with them. And probably one of the best meals we ever had was at the Botanic Gardens. But fun to meet Lisa and Sam. And they encouraged you to go scuba diving.
They did.
That's coming up. So,
they did.
All right. Anything else about Greece before we go off to the Middle East?
Yeah, again, just some of the amazing hiking and some of the beautiful nature and the beaches and just it's just a beautiful.
And you like
place.
Samira Gorge, which I wasn't a big fan.
Yeah, it was a challenging hike. It was great.
We have a here's a video of Samira Gorge, how to do it, but I'm not on my top 10. On your top 10, maybe, not on mine.
Well, because we were, getting close to
Knee surgery time.
so
Yeah.
needing it for sure. Unfortunately, it was a really difficult downhill hike
For me,
for somebody who needed
Yeah.
problems.
All right, Steve, where did we go after that?
I don't know. I'm so lost.
The Middle East. We took a cruise.
we took a cruise through the Suez Canal. It was
That was
so
unbelievable.
Much fun. I had no idea Jordan was such a beautiful and
Wait,
welcoming
before you
country.
even get to Jordan, I mean, the Suez Canal was unbelievable. It was a whole day of cruising through this giant canal so we're in a big ship. I mean, a cruise ship that you think is big. It's like this little teeny tiny thing compared to the cargo ships that were coming. Just the size, it was such a lesson in size going through the Suez Canal. A real bucket list for me going through the Suez Canal. So then we get into the Red Sea. I want to call it the Dead Sea, but it's Red Sea. We get into the Red Sea, and we went to Jordan and Saudi and Egypt. So, and what do you want to say about Jordan?
I just wanted to mention Petra and Wadi Rum, two places in Jordan that are just incredible and places that I've heard of for years, but got flies flying around me. But yeah, the opportunity to go there, then the opportunity to go to see the pyramids in Egypt is definitely a bucket list item that I've always wanted to do. But you can skip that. Fly over,
fly over Cairo, but go to Luxor.
Go to Luxor, Valley of the Kings, and Karnak. Karnak's temple was truly amazing and a great experience. And we also got to spend a little bit of time in Saudi Arabia before we got on a plane and went to Malaysia.
Right, so we took the repositioning cruise to Saudi, so Jeddah, and then took a plane over to Southeast Asia and started a 5-month trip in Southeast Asia, starting with in Malaysia, where my number one goal for the year was to get my knee taken care of. So we'll do a video up here, but I ended up getting orthoscopic surgery and stem cell replacement therapy on a really messed up knee that now 6 months or 5 months later, it feels like it's 90% of totally healed. It's not a knee that's 100%, but it's 100% better than my knee was. So it's almost as good as my left knee. I don't think it will ever be as good as my left knee, but it's definitely my knee is solid, and hiking is a lot of hiking. We've already done some hiking since then. Is in our future, so I'm very excited to get my knee settled. I need a little bit more PT, but I'm all engines thrusting forward, so that was really good.
Yeah, it's great, and that allowed us to continue our adventures. But while Chris was healing, I went on a scuba diving adventure.
But before we did that, though, right before surgery, we had a really, really fun time in Singapore for New Year's Eve.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve
in Singapore. And it was so much fun that we now figure we have to top New Year's Eve. And now our goal next year is to go to Sydney for New Year's Eve, Sydney, Australia for New Year's Eve. So New Year's Eve, crazy light shows, fireworks shows, drone shows and stuff in Singapore. And really enjoyed Marina Bay and all of the light shows. So if you ever get a chance to go to Singapore for New Year's, absolutely do it. All right, you got to go to Borneo.
Scuba diving. So my goal was, if I'm going to go scuba diving, I'm in the place where Jacques Cousteau was said one of the best places to go diving in the world. And I wanted to dive with sharks and barracuda and turtles, and I did it. So it was an amazing experience.
And you learned how to scuba dive.
Learning how to scuba dive, and really starting off from never diving and being completely afraid of it and not wanting to do. Well, I mean, I always wanted to do it, but didn't think that I could. To being, advanced certified. So
and he did that so we finished up in Malaysia. he goes off and does his stuff on Borneo. Well, also we had gone to Borneo and seen the orangutan and done some wildlife adventure stuff, which was actually part of my goals for the year, was to get some. And now we got a helicopter going over, but to get some orangutan and wildlife going on. So we saw that, and then at Borneo he did his scuba dive, and then I left and I went to Thailand, to Chiang Mai, and I spent a week at Suansati and did a yoga meditation retreat, which was absolutely phenomenal. So we had separate vacations. We'll put a link up here for the separate vacations and all the details about the yoga and the scuba. So if you're interested in doing either one of those, all the prices and all that are in that video. But it was just really, after being 24/7 together for 900 weeks or something, it was nice to be apart, and it was really nice to get back together. I think our reunion was a lot more spectacular than I think we both expected it to be. I mean, it was just really, we came back with a whole new appreciation for each other, and a whole new appreciation for how we have to work together as a team for this life that we're living. So yeah. I mean, there was nothing wrong with our relationship. It was just nice to take a break and come back and be reunited. So that was really fun.
Yeah, and it really felt like a refresh, and also led right into our opportunity of volunteering for a week at the Elephant Nature Park near Chiang Mai, where we got to spend an entire week volunteering, scooping poop, cleaning up after elephants, feeding elephants, really taking care of them in really one of those truly, again, most beautiful places that I can imagine, with over 100 of these amazing beasts, including thousands of dogs and cats that they have rescued, and water buffalo and chicken. I don't know what all the different kinds of animals that.
So we'll put another link up here if you're interested in volunteering at the nature park. But I think what was so nice about the nature park was, for a whole week we thought about everything but us. I mean, because we're always thinking about us and our planning and what's next, blah, blah, blah. We could kind of settle in and be super present with the elephants, and just make sure the elephants were clean and housed and fed and safe and taken care of, and it was all about them and not about us, and it was so refreshing.
Yeah, if you're looking for an in-the-moment experience, this is it. And I want to look forward to going back there. I'm not sure exactly when in our adventures, but it's,
I think
definitely a place.
over Christmas break would be a really good time to go there. The weather would be perfect.
Yeah,
it was really affordable. So anyway, look at the video. After we left Chiang Mai, we were on our way down south to southern Thailand, and we stopped in the national park Khao Suk. Now, this is one of my highlights. Definitely talk about nature. Holy cow, nothing but. So you do this drive, and then you do this boat ride, and blah 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 blah, and then you end up on floating cabins over the water, and everything is floating because you can't build on the lake. And so we just sat for 2 nights in these cabins. You jumped off your cabin into the water, into this beautiful lake, perfect temperature, perfect weather, perfect everything, and just kayaks, and just chilled for 2 days. It was great. I wish we should have stayed there.
Again, it's just one of the most beautiful places that I have ever been to, and highly recommended, and just stunning. When we talk about intentions and looking for natural beauty and looking for wildlife, and it was just incredible. So.
And you liked our next place, Koh Phi Phi. It's called PHI. So somebody say Koh Phi Phi.
Yeah, we went further south off of the west coast near Krabi, little island, Koh Phi Phi Island, and I did. It was a chill place. There was some touristy areas that you could easily get away from the busy touristy areas, and our place that we were staying, the resort, if you will, was a little bit outside of town, had fabulous views. We were snorkeling right off the beach, and I got to, do diving again with sharks. So it was another great diving experience.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it, but I mean, it wouldn't be my top 10 for the year. But if you want to know if you should decide between Khao Suk and Koh Phi Phi, we've got a video up here to help you decide which one to go to. I mean, both are fantastic. I think maybe reflectively, it wasn't my favorite, but I certainly liked it. Yeah. So we finished up in Thailand and scooted over to Vietnam. And by the way, if you're still watching, thank you. We love you. Share this with your friends. Our most favorite thing that we did the entire year is coming up. And we're almost done. It's maybe the last thing we talk about. Might be. We headed over to Vietnam. Wow, was I surprised about Vietnam? I don't know, I didn't really have any expectations, but man, did I like Vietnam. I think we went to Ho An and Da Nang, Vietnam. I liked them both very much. Thought maybe we could even move to Da Nang in the future, but I really liked Hoi An. It was a tourist destination for sure. It's known for its lanterns and its tourism. But just the one day that we got on the bicycles and we rode through the rice paddies and we had the coffee and we went to the beach and we ate the local food.
Yeah,
I mean, it was just this chill. Like I could totally see living there, just getting on the bikes and riding around every day and on the river.
You get out of that major, tourist center, and it's a chill town, and the people were so nice. That's one of the things that I love about Vietnam. Of course, everywhere that we went is how nice the people were.
And the food and how things are cheap. But anyway,
yeah.
It was
And Da Nang was great. I mean, you're on the beach, so we stayed out of the major cities in Vietnam. Although Da Nang is a pretty large city, but it seems very livable. And again, the natural beauty is.
We forgot that we stopped through Taipei on the way to Vietnam and saw some friends in Taipei and they went for a nice hike and stuff. So glad to get to Taiwan. Another little checkbox on the. I'm getting hung up on my.
Uh-oh.
I'm hung up.
Okay, don't pull. Got you loose.
So anyway, so it was nice to get to Taiwan too. But one of my favorite things that we did all year was actually one of the last things we did. We got on a cruise we went to Japan. We went from Vietnam. We went to Japan.
We got to talk about Japan.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't my favorite thing. But anyway, so we went to Japan. Got to do Tokyo. Got to do Yokohama. Steve's friend. Thank you, Kaz, very much for hosting us for a week in Yokohama. Took us around to the original place that Zen was created. Took us to a female temple. But the best thing we did, maybe, I don't know if it's the second best. The first, I don't know. Anyway, my second favorite thing was we hiked.
I thought it was like
I forgot all about it.
Kumano Koto was amazing again. And a sister, so we bookend our entire year
that's true.
with the Camino.
Started with the Camino
in Spain in the beginning, the Kumano Koto in Japan at the end. Both World Heritage hikes and sister hikes, if you will. So we're now dual pilgrims. Mm-hmm. That was also in Japan a very difficult hike, but beautiful, amazing natural beauty.
Yeah, here's the video about that. Yep.
The shrines were incredible, so it really gave us an opportunity to get back to nature and to feel one with
ourselves.
The world, with ourselves.
And it was bookending the year. I think it's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, we had to get back to the U.S. because we are in the U.S. as we speak for the summer. But we took a cruise from Yokohama, where our friend Kaz took care of us for the week. And we jumped on the ship with about 20 of our Go With Less friends and took the ship from Japan, across the Pacific over our 30-foot seas for a few days. Here's a video about that last week. And arrived in the U.S., 14 days later or something. But my favorite thing, maybe of the whole year, was we were on the ship and we crossed the international date line, which was Steve's birthday. So he got to celebrate his birthday for 2 days, and we got to have fun celebrating Steve's birthday. Thanks to our Go With Less friends for the silly little gifts that he got. He got a yen and a Thai baht and a Vietnam. Anyway, he got like the leftover change from our friends from around the country.
It is great turning 48. I'll tell you,
twice. 48. I robbed the cradle, didn't I? Anyway, just a really fight. But okay, I'm putting you on the spot. And you may not. He doesn't like to be put on the spot.
This part we're going to cut out.
No, we're not going to cut it out. What was your favorite thing you ate all year?
The favorite thing that I ate all year. Wow, you are putting me on the spot.
Can I answer mine?
Sure.
My strawberry sandwich in Japan. I mean, who knew you needed a strawberry sandwich? It was white bread with whipped cream, with fresh strawberries, like a club sandwich. 3 layers of white bread, 2 layers of whipped cream, and 2 layers of strawberries. Strawberry sandwich.
Yeah, I might have to go with vegetarian moussaka in Crete.
Up at the hike in the taverna.
Yeah.
God, that was good. Well, that whole meal was good.
Everything
Oh,
was
yeah.
fantastic.
So,
and
okay, favorite
great
meal
food.
was that. Favorite dessert or sandwich or snack was my strawberry sandwich
Your favorite dessert, sandwich, or snack that has strawberries in it
and whipped
was
cream.
and whipped cream.
Anyway, that's our intentional year. How I know it sounds like chronology, but it was very intentional of all the places we went with particular reasons to accomplish particular goals. What intentions do you have? Let us know, because we're now trying to plan for year 3 and getting our intentions together and thinking how those intentions might change. We would love feedback from you guys about how you do your planning and how you do your intentions and how you get out of the vacation zone into the living your life as a traveler zone and what you're doing there. Next week, we're coming back with our numbers. So how much did this year cost where we cruised 3 times? We were on, 4 different continents. We did 20 different countries. I don't know. We'll add all this up next week and we will tell you.
I'm going to count up how many different beds we slept in, and
how many dogs we met, how many, it's going to be, so you people who like numbers, you're going to get all the numbers next week, and the big number of how much did it cost us, and can you afford it too? I bet you can. Talk to you next week.
Ciao.